Good morning, folks. Wake up. Let's go, man. Time to bet. Morning coffee and sports betting with Bob from oddsjam. oddsjam, the premier odds comparison company. I'm here with you for morning coffee on a thrilling Thursday. Thrilling. So thrilling that hump day. Wow, you know what? I had $0 profit. The first time I've ever had a $0 profit day with the new sweat station. That don't happen very often, folks. $0 profit. Unbelievable. Crazy. All right, hey, you know what? I gotta share my screen here and show you one of the things we're most proud of, which is shop.oddsjam.com. That's right. We got merchandise. Merchandise, folks. You asked for it. It's here. We got it for you. We're starting off with the black glossy mug. That's right. I got one of those. The OddsJam hat and the OddsJam unisex t-shirt, baby. The OddsJam hat. I got one of those too. Trucker cap. And the OddsJam hoodie. I need one of those unisex hoodie. Let's do it. You know what we're going to do right now? By the way, 25% off on all orders. Let's crank it up. Oh, no, you can't put that up there right now. You're not. Get that out of here. No. I'm cranking it up. Drowning your asses out. I said it. Wake up. Wake up. Oh, I got somebody backstage that is a real wise guy. I'm just going to tell you that right now. Wow, really? So, let's see, where we at here? Discord link is below. Please click that link. Get in the Discord. Really, really strong Discord group. OddsJam Discord is great. Get 20% off any new OddsJam subscription with the following code Bob20 or Mike20. All right? Hey, like this channel and subscribe. Like and subscribe, would you please? Live chat is available. Believe me, I'm not looking forward to that. I'm going to be getting all kinds of crap today. By the way, just want to let you know, folks, morning coffee picks is 459, 383, and 16, up 53.3 units. Yes. Now, I'm just going to tell you right now, I'm sick to my stomach today. I had a terrible dream last night that the Chicago Blackhawks won. They came back from a 3-0 deficit and beat the Dallas Stars. That can't be true. It can't be true, can it? Good morning, Pierre. Hello, Jordan. Jeez. Crank it up. Yes, Tony. Ha. Whatever. Good morning, Bobby V. And Jonathan. Morning, Bob. Tough night on the hockey front, but we're back at it. Yeah, I know. Don't remind me either. Dallas had a 3-0 lead. Oh, look there. There's Scotty Corral. He followed you. Follow Randall, Yukon Brinks truck. Okay. Randall is here, folks. I'm going to bring him on board here right now. Hello, Mr. Wise Guy. How you doing this morning?
I'm good. We had a nice cash on Yukon. I'm going to call Jordan out, though. He was quick to bash the S10 play on Virginia Tech, and no love for the Brinks truck on Yukon. Little disappointed.
Yeah, give him hell, man. Give
that's
him hell.
That's always how it goes, though. You never hear anything good on the wins. Those are just expected.
That is absolutely true. Randall is on this morning for a little bit, and he's going to come on tonight because we're actually going to be doing a little more XFL tonight than we are this morning. I really, during the recap, I want to go talk college basketball as I do the recap because, man, I tell you what, I watched the end of that Alabama game last night. I can't believe that South Carolina played that good. They were insanely good last night, were they not?
Yeah. I mean, I don't know that I would say insanely good. I mean, if you followed the news, which I know you did, the news surrounding Brandon Miller was, although he scored 41 points last night, so clearly didn't affect him. But I mean, that was a huge distraction for the entire Alabama basketball team. I actually do regret not taking South Carolina in the points there. It's just a huge spot for them, huge distraction. Brandon Miller sounds like he is fully in the clear, if you believe what you read from his attorney and from the reports. But without getting into all of that, I mean, it was just a great spot to back, South Carolina. I mean, South Carolina's been horrible this year. But Miller came out and career high, 41 points, game-winning layup. My buddy actually took South Carolina money line at 10-1. He was feeling pretty good for much of the way, but had his heart out at the end. So
yeah, that wasn't going to happen. But Miller, the left-hand layup twice. The last two baskets were left-handers, man.
Yep, he's unbelievable. Definitely, yeah. One of the best in college basketball, if not the best. Very, very fun to watch. So,
yes, absolutely. All right, we're gonna have a little coffee together, folks. Let me get my OddsJam coffee cup. I've got my OddsJam shirt on today. It's all about OddsJam, the merchandise. How is that merchandise going, Randall? Pretty good so far.
It's great. I need to get me a hoodie. Although, shoot, it was 68 degrees here yesterday, so we're a little warm for a hoodie. But
it's going well. Things are selling, and more coffee cups. And hey, you know what? Perfect thing, folks. A birthday present for one of your buddies. OddsJam hoodie, OddsJam hat, coffee cup, whatever, man. Or as we like to call it, the black glossy mug. I'm still going to call it a coffee cup. Sorry. I think we need to rename it. That's just my opinion. But anyway, all right. I'm going to go ahead and share my screen. We are going to do the recap real quick, and we'll go to the NHL first, even though I don't want to. Islanders beat the Jets 2-1. That was a rough one. Sorokin with 25 saves. Flames over the Coyotes got this one right. The over 6-3. Flames. So much for riding the Coyotes, Tony. Keller with a goal and an assist. And the Blackhawks 4-3 over the Stars. Overcoming a 3-0 lead, and Patrick Kane is on fire. 2 goals and assists, but so Max Domi with 2 goals and assists. They had a goal that went in. Dallas did to tie the game, but it was after the clock struck 0 when it crossed the line. What
Bob, I've got to ask you, Bob.
Yeah.
I missed last minute betting last night. What was the bet with you and Jordan? I mean, were you just on your own? If the Hawks win, you had
The bet was, I have a commemorative beer that's never been opened from the 2019 Stanley Cup, and I have to drink this on the show tonight. You see that? Gloria, when the Blues won the cup.
Yeah, but what was, if the Stars won, what did Jordan have to do?
Yeah, he didn't have to do anything. We never got that far.
I don't think that's right.
I don't either. I think it's a bogus bet, and I ought to be able to weasel my way out of it. Scott says it's not 68 degrees in Minneapolis. Do you like Wichita State today?
I don't know. Are we going to finish the recap, or are we just going to jump?
Yeah, I'm gonna finish it.
Okay.
Yeah, I was just insanely confident in the Stars. Rutgers at home, says Scott again. All right, we'll talk about that in a second. We're going to go down the college basketball scores here real quick. There's only a few. 89-58, number one, Houston over Tulane. No big surprise there. We talked a little bit about this South Carolina Alabama game, 78-76 in overtime. Randall, does South Carolina look like they have any kind of a future? I mean, they looked like pretty good last night, or was that just an anomaly?
No, South Carolina's horrible.
Okay.
Yeah,
right.
no, I don't see anything bright for
Okay.
their future.
Boston College, who picked this one? 63-48. Randall, how many points is it? Is that that's 30? No, I'm sorry. That's how many points is that? 15? How does Boston College beat Virginia?
Boston College has been playing pretty well lately. They've knocked off a few teams, but Virginia's struggling. I thought Virginia might be a good bet in the tournament, but although I will say if Virginia limps into the tournament, I definitely will probably look to bet them in the first round just because everybody will be off of them. But
right.
they're not playing very well right now. That is for sure.
And the Brinks truck bet, I was, little concerned until they just ran away with it in the second half. They finally came through. Was watching the whole game. It was tough early. 87-69 UConn number 18 over number 20 Providence. And yeah, that was a fun game to win, and it was a lot of fun.
Yeah, I mean, it was one of those games. It was a revenge spot for UConn. The entire world was on Providence, and you had senior night, you had the whiteout. I mean, it's just college basketball when it comes to just situations. I mean, you really can't find better spots than that. And I mean, they're not all just blind bets. I mean, tonight, just to get into two games there, not Wichita, Memphis per se. I don't really have anything on that game, but Michigan, Rutgers, they've not played this year, but Rutgers has been, kind of so down the stretch. They've lost. Just looking at their schedule here, I mean, they barely won at Wisconsin, but before that, they had lost at home to Nebraska. They had lost at Illinois, and they had lost at home to Indiana. So I do lean to Rutgers here. I actually, when I circled games for this week, I don't have any games that I like this week. Or I say this week, I don't have any games tonight that I like. But the one game that I would bet probably if I could is Illinois against Northwestern. Can't actually bet that. Two teams from Illinois, so we're totally screwed on that game. But this is another one probably kind of very similar to the Providence UConn game. And again, nothing is 100% in college basketball. I mean, and I'm not saying go and lay the hammer on this game because I definitely wouldn't if I could bet it. But Illinois lost at Northwestern by 7 very recently. So you've got the revenge spot here for Illinois. Shannon's supposed to be back tonight. That'll be huge for Illinois. And this year in college basketball, Bob, it's happened 44 times where a home team, an unranked home team, is the favorite against a ranked team. What do you think? What do you think that ATS record is?
You're asking the wrong guy. You tell me.
So teams that are at home and they're unranked. So Illinois fits the spot. So unranked teams laying points to ranked teams, they're 30-14 this year against the spread. So if you blindly bet, and this has been around forever in college hoops, this isn't anything new. Like if you blindly bet unranked teams who are laying points to ranked teams, you'd be 30-14 on the year. If you take Miami out of the equation, because this has happened 4 times with Miami where they've been on the road catching points, and they've actually won 4 of those. So if you take Miami out of the equation, it's 30-10. So, ranked teams catching points is really just a traditional auto fade in that spot. So, I mean, Illinois has to be the play tonight. There's no way you can take Northwestern I mean, you can, and maybe they do cover, but Northwestern's been red hot. I mean, they got by Purdue, they got by Indiana, and Northwestern really just out of nowhere. This
Right.
team suddenly now, this great team. I mean, I'll be honest with you, if Northwestern makes the tournament, well, they're going to make the tournament. Depending on who their first round matchup is, I may have to drive about an hour and a half to the west into Indiana and fade them in the first round because everybody's going to be on Northwestern, and nobody was on them all year. So
Right.
do like Illinois a little bit tonight, and then two spots tonight, and then we can move on. Gonzaga plays San Diego, and St. Mary's plays Pacific. This is a rematch this coming Saturday. Gonzaga hosts St. Mary's. Huge revenge spot for Gonzaga against St. Mary's on Saturday. So I'll be looking to bet that game. Gonzaga had that game won in St. Mary's, and it went to overtime. They ended up losing and not covering. But those are two spots also in college basketball. This time of year, you look at, potential look-ahead spots. St. Mary's, Gonzaga, are they both looking past, San Diego and Pacific? And, I mean, they're laying a bundle. St. Mary's is 18.5 to Pacific, and Gonzaga is 22.5 to San Diego. So maybe they cover both, but traditionally those are good spots to fade Gonzaga and St. Mary's there as well. But I'm not. I think Gonzaga is actually a sleeper. This is the first year in many years that I can recall where Gonzaga is not being hyped, heading into the tournament. And I think that that's a huge advantage for them. They're not going to be a number one seed. People aren't going to be on them. So this could be a dangerous team. And, Timmy, he's in his 15th year at Gonzaga. So he's ready to go. Jordan, I saw Miami, I saw you.
It's his squad.
I mean, people forget this. Miami made the Elite Eight last year and had Kansas on the ropes. They were, Miami just kind of crumbled in the second half there, and Kansas looked incredible. Right. So the issue with Miami is going to be, can they stop people? Because their defense is not good. They have the guard play. You can't dispute that. And that's what wins in the tournament. They've got Larinaga, who, Final Four coach at George Mason. So it's all there for him. Just got to put it together 6 straight games, and that's tough to do.
Coach Sav, welcome to the show. Jokic seems promising tonight. Tony, well, you're going right into what we were going to actually just touch on just a little bit, because we're Battlehawks fans. Seattle -3.5 tonight. It's Thursday night football, folks, in the XFL. Thursday night football in the XFL. First Thursday night football game in the new XFL. Battlehawks at the Sea Dragons. That's St. Louis, Seattle, just like we had in the NFL with the Rams and the Seahawks. We've got that going again, man. Rivalry right there. I expect this to be a good game. I'm rooting for the Battlehawks. Don't even know if I'm going to bet it yet. I know we're going to talk about it a little bit more tonight. Randall tonight is going to reveal his power ratings for the XFL. So you'll want to tune in tonight for that. But just off the top of your head, Randall, how you feeling about tonight's game?
Yeah, so I actually grabbed Seattle on the opener -2.5. It's up to 4 now, I think, in some spots. I'm not going to lay. I would not suggest laying 4 with Seattle. And that actually is what I made the line. I made Seattle -4. This is, again, it's just a spot. The Battlehawks down 18-3 or 15-3. They come back, they win 18-15. Seattle was the best team offensively in week 1 in the XFL. They had 331 yards of offense. They outgained DC by almost 200 yards. The wrong team won the DC Seattle game.
I know.
But the issue I have with Seattle, and this is why I'm not laying 4, and like I said, at this point, I really wouldn't recommend anything over 3 personally, is is Ben DiNucci going to turn the ball over? Because that's what it's going to come down to. If he can take care of the ball. And actually, Seattle tonight, potentially some snow. It's going to be cold. It's going to be a fun game to watch, but this is definitely a spot. Traditionally, like if this were an NFL game, I would be all over Seattle just because of the spot and the comeback win from the Battlehawks.
Also, folks, this is on the FX network. Okay. A little bit different, it's not on ESPN, it's not on ABC, it's on FX. By the way, the Battlehawks game last week with San Antonio was the most watched game in the XFL. I'm interested to see what kind of ratings they're going to get for tonight's game. But look, a couple of things here real quick, folks. What are we on tonight? What are we betting? Scotty, are you wanting to take Rutgers? Jordan, what do you got? Anybody got any bets for tonight? I know that Tony is already going Thursday night football, Seattle -3.5. I guess we're going to go ahead and jump on that. Randall, I'm going to share my screen as we try to go through some things. But I'm first off going to take this Battlehawks game. You can actually get Seattle -3.5 at +105 on FanDuel.
I mean, if you're going to bet it, I mean, that's a good number. I mean, the issue with the XFL with the points, I mean, it's hard to decide, with the 3-point conversion now. I mean, that stuff, the point spread can come into play
right.
in a lot of these games now. It looks like, though, I'll tell you, if you were going to take a total there, I mean, the under 37.5 may have a little value. I mean, you're getting -110. Couple books at 37, 36.5.
Right.
I don't know. St. Louis has a solid defense. It's going to be interesting to see if the McCarron magic carries over to this game that we saw, in the final 3 minutes, because St. Louis has probably the worst offensive line in the XFL, and that's going to be a problem if they can't get that figured out. And it's going to be hard to move the ball. So,
but you got to remember, folks. Remember this about the XFL: no preseason games,
no,
and a lot of not as much contact with pads on in their practices leading up to the season. There were a lot of injuries last week on both teams, especially on San Antonio and throughout the league. So that's going to have an impact. I expect that offensive line to get better, but the defense of St. Louis is what has got to hold true. And does Seattle have two running backs like what San Antonio had?
No.
Exactly. So I don't think they're going to be able to run the ball real well. We'll have to see whether that's St. Louis pass.
No, and I mean, that was the thing last week. DiNucci threw the ball 54 times. I mean, Seattle only ran it 17 times. So, it's going to be interesting to see to see what happens here, because I'm not sure this weather is going to be ideal for throwing the ball.
Well, that's true.
We know St. Louis wants to run it. I mean, but they couldn't really get it established. They didn't have an opportunity to last week, but
until late. The big 40-yard run, made a difference. That gave them a little bit of confidence. When an offensive line can run the ball, they love to run, man. That gives them confidence.
Hey, I'm rooting for. I'm not rooting for them now, but I have Seattle -2.5. But I like the. I don't know. Maybe. I guess there's no way Battlehawks can win, and I win my bet. So Seattle -2.5 for me earlier in the week. But I like money more than my teams, Bob.
All right. I'm gonna go pull up Rutgers here real quick. I looked earlier; it was -5.5. But we're gonna put that in on Scotty, and then I'm gonna go ahead and do positive EV here real quick. We're a little slow right now. There we go. Come on. things happen sometimes, folks, when you're doing a live show. Let me go back, stop sharing the screen, and see what we got comment-wise. Purdue, Fort Wayne, plus 3.5, Tony says. All right. I'm taking Illinois and Rutgers, says Scotty. If San Diego can keep it close, we like the over 164. Gonzaga's last 4 games have been around 170. I like the Oilers and Devils today. Wow, these are a lot. And I like money more. My teams print the shirts.
Hey, that's why people lose in sports betting. I hear it all the time. Oh, I can't fade Green Bay. That's my team. Well, that's why you don't make money. You can't be a fan. You got to be a fan of money before you're a fan of your team. Hey, I love the fans, but I'll fade them all day long.
And I am too, but I'm just going to say right now I'm fading the Blues. Okay? That's my team, and I'm fading them.
Tonight?
Because they're terrible. No, anytime they play anymore.
Oh, okay.
Here we go. Rutgers minus 5.5. We're taking that. We're going to look at this Gonzaga game here real quick. See if I can get it to pull up quicker. And the over 164. I believe Jordan said over 170 the last 4 games for Gonzaga.
I would agree with that statement. If San Diego keeps it close, probably definitely does go over. I can make a case for that.
Oh, we are struggling today, are we not? Yeah, we're having a little bit of issue with things getting pulled up here. So bear with me. But we will be on those games right there. I promise you. All right, let's have a little more coffee, all right? And we're 27 minutes in. We're going to be heading out here in a few. I would like to get to the positive EV page, but and there I can right now. I don't know why we're having application errors. I will definitely put in that over 164, Jordan. And Jonathan, Oilers and Devils today, but I've got to look at the lines and what have you. We'll get to that after the show. I'll look at that, all right? May Adam. All right, let's take a look at the positive EV page and the recommended filters. Let's see what's up here. We got today's date. Wait for it to load and see what we got. And once again, lots and lots of hockey plays. Vancouver and St. Louis under 6. Vancouver and St. Louis under 6.5. There's the play right there, folks. Positive EV play under 6.5. The Blues can't score. They don't have anybody to put the puck in the net, man. I mean, they on top of the trades they made, they've got a bunch of players hurt. So you got all these kids from the minor leagues up, and they ain't ready. They're not ready at all. There's a couple of price picks plays on here. Connor McDavid under 4.5 player shots on goal, and Evgeny Malkin over 2.5 player shots on goal. That's probably a couple of prize picks, 5 or 6 pick flex legs. Here we go. NBA is back. What about Desmond Bane over 29.5 PRA? Everybody's been craving for the NBA to come back, and here it is. It's back. Let's hit that for a morning coffee pick. And if we can ever get to this Gonzaga game, we will go over 164 in that. So, Randall, you have nothing. You're on Seattle tonight, but only minus 2.5. We're on them minus 3.5. Your thoughts on the NBA coming back?
Garbage. Who cares?
Coach Sav says, I got Bane as well. That's a good positive EV play.
I don't know. Did you see? I tweeted it the other day on my Twitter. I'll have to find it here. Let me find it because I thought it was good. So my daughter loves the NBA. Well, she loves the Dallas Mavs for whatever reason. And
Luka, that's why.
Yeah, she likes Luka, but actually she doesn't. She likes, I believe it's Josh Green. That's her favorite player. She actually got a poster in the mail yesterday that we hung up on our wall. But I asked her if she watched the All-Star highlights on Monday morning. They were out of school, and she said no. She said she was going to watch them, and so I came down here and I was working, and she texted me and she said, "Is this even basketball anymore? Nobody is guarding anybody." And I said, "No, no, ma'am, it is not." She said, "So are you agreeing with me?" I said, "Yes, it's awful." "Okay, honestly, what's the point anymore? Nobody wants to guard anybody, so it's just free dunks all day." Like, coming from a sixth grader, it's just a pathetic game. Just a totally pathetic game. So I didn't even watch it. This was actually the first year, I think probably since I've started watching the NBA or followed the NBA, that I did not turn on the All-Star weekend, not even once. And I used to watch the Friday night, the rookie sophomore game. I used to watch the dunk contest. I mean, it was must-see TV for me. Whatever I had planned, I planned around watching, being back for the All-Star game. And it's just NBA's back. Who cares? Like the bigger story is college basketball is about over, and that's sad.
Yeah, that is for sure. You know what? I watched some of the All-Star game. For me, right? I got to tell you, it wasn't a dunk fest. It was pass it back and let's shoot 3-pointers all day long.
Well, you got to remember, she was just watching the highlights, so of course.
Yeah, no, I know.
They're only going to show you the dunks.
James Decker says, "Smart girl." That's right. She is a smart girl. I'm just telling you right now that I think it was the start of the second half, started watching the game, and it was 5 possessions in a row where they, passed it back with one of their fancy passes, and they missed 5 3-pointers in a row.
My buddy told me it was, and again, I have no idea. I haven't watched it, haven't seen a highlight, but said it was Tatum and Brown one-on-one for like the entire fourth quarter.
Yeah. Oh, yeah, it was. Yeah, it was like a battle between the two of them. I think Michigan and Rutgers are the same team. I'll take Michigan +5. Okay, well, we'll see about that. Scotty Corwell is already on. He's on. Rutgers.
Right here.
Illinois and Rutgers. That's right. Now this Gonzaga game.
Did we miss this one, Bob? IPFW +3.5.
Yeah, I saw it. I never got to it because everything was so slow.
The Mastodons.
Here we go. Gonzaga over 164 on DK. I knew that was on DK because that's what Jordan bets.
Jordan, is that the only book you have? You gotta get some more.
VIP. He's a VIP guy for.
Okay.
Yeah. All right, I'm done sharing because everything's too slow, and I got to go. Heck, I got calls. Mark Speed, an NBA All-Star game would be like watching football practice with no pads, or watching a flag football game. I mean, come on, guys. The Pro Bowl's a joke too. I was talking to Mike about this. I got them all, but I mostly bet on DK. I was talking to Mike about this the other night. Look, the best All-Star game out there, guys, I don't care what the hell you say, is Major League Baseball. They actually do play the game. Okay.
Yeah. There's meaning to it.
Yeah. But beyond that, they've always played the game. You can't, not go at it, hard. In hockey, they're doing the same thing. They don't check anybody.
But here's the issue, and I was talking about this with a guy I was playing golf with on Sunday, and he hit the nail on the head. Or maybe we played Monday. I don't know. These players are worth too much money. Like, they're not. LeBron's not going to enter the dunk contest. Morant's not going to enter the dunk contest and tear an Achilles. Like, they're worth way too much money to the league, to these teams, to these fan bases in terms of ticket sales. I mean, it's just they're worth too much at this point to go play a meaningless game, and that's why you see it's not even a game. I mean, it's roll the balls out and dunk, 3-point. I mean, it's all the stuff you do to close out a practice. Whether it's at the junior high level, high school level, whatever. It's NBA. No interest here, Bob.
Okay, so Purdue Fort Wayne is plus 2.5 now, plus 3.5 right now. So that one is out the door. The home run derby has always been great as well. That is true. But with the dunk contest and the 3-point contest used to be, great too. I think the 3-point contest is still holding its own. Yeah, MLB, no doubt everyone brings their A game. Absolutely. I agree with you guys 100%. Let me see if I can pull up what we bet today so we can get rolling here. Got
Bob,
college.
are you getting thirsty?
Not for beer. If I'm just saying, I like them replacing the All-Star games with rookie class game, show off the progress of the talent. Okay, I can go with that. Let me share one more time and let's go through what we bet today, because all important, we need to up the units on morning coffee. We got the Seattle Sea Dragons minus 3.5 on FanDuel. Rutgers minus 5.5 on DraftKings. Under 6.5 total goals. Canucks and Blues. Desmond Bain over 29.5 PRA on BetMGM, and over 164 points between San Diego and Gonzaga. That is on DraftKings. That's what we got, and we're done. A good show today, this morning with Randall. Appreciate you coming on, brother. Mic'd up players while playing the game is awesome. Yep. I agree 100%. Let's go, Randall. We're on your Seattle Sea Dragons today.
No, they're not my Seattle Sea Dragons. Battlehawks.
Today they are.
Today they are.
Oh, I can't wait. Now, here's the deal. Randall's got season tickets to the Battlehawks, folks. You got to take some video and you got to send it to me so I can upload it here and we can show it on the show, all right?
Hey, I will say before we go, and I'll be back later tonight for full week 2 XFL talk, but Battlehawks in the home opener on March 12th, it's maybe a Brinks. It's maybe a Brinks truck play, Bob.
Oh, yeah. What they need to sell the upper bowl, man.
Well, they've got about 300 tickets left, I believe, in the lower bowl. So get that, and we can open up the top, and it's gonna be.
All right, I thought it was sold out. All right, thanks everybody. James, Tony, Jordan, Pierre, Mark Speed, Jonathan, Coach Sav,
Coach Ken,
Jordan, Scotty, Tony, everybody, Pierre, Coach Ken, Hawks, baby, whatever, dude. Bobby V. Tired of hearing about the Blackhawks. I hate the Blackhawks. Always have. See ya. Whatever, dude. Stay out of here, Randall. Get out of here, would you? Leave it alone.